Good morning students, welcome back to the class 12. As we have started our subject as accounts, in last video I have done a certain introduction and journal entries of accounting of share capital. So let's begin with two more questions which are related to the same topic. Let's begin with the first question itself. It has been displayed on the screen itself. In question 1, X Limited invited application for 10,000 shares for the value of rupees 10 each. The amount is payable at rupees 2 on application, 5 rupees on allotment, and balance and final first and final call on balance. The, who- the whole of the amount issued was applied and cash duly received. Give journal entries for the above transaction. Students, please, before entering any journal entry, plus, minus, whatever you want to do it in working note. So it's my method. Other different teachers having different methods. This is my method. In this method, what I do, I always prepare working note. In working note, I calculate everything which is related to the topic. Now it has been said that application will be 10,000, which is costing rupees 10 each. That means the value will be 1 lakh rupees. 1 lakh rupees. This will be a total, where in that it has been said that the total share application which has been received means we are receiving the amount at the time of application was 2 rupees. So 10,000 applications multiply by 2, which is costing about 20,000 rupees. This is on application. Total share invited is 10,000, which is cost of rupees 10. This 10 rupees is known as face value also. Just understand this concept. This 10 rupees is ultimately known as face value, where company is issuing particular rate. It's a fixed rate which company has to adapt. Now on application I have mentioned 10,000 multiplied by 2 is equal to 20,000 rupees. Now next part has been said 5 rupees on allotment. So on allotment 10,000 shares multiplied by 5 is equal to 50,000 rupees. So this is the calculation what you can do very easily and smoothly. Now we are going on to the first and final call. The first and final call is 10,000 multiplied by, you can see that 2 plus 5 is equal to 7. Now your face value is rupees 10. If you deduct 10 minus 7 is equal to 3. So 3 rupees is balance, which has been costing of 30,000 rupees. 30,000 rupees. So this is the structure what we have to do in the journal entries. So let's begin with the journal entries. So you would be understanding very carefully what I am trying to do. So let's begin with the journal entries. So start with journal entries in the books of X Limited. This title is very much compulsory. Every student should follow this so that it is been shown that whatever entry has been passed is passed to that particular organization or firm. I have already a format of debit particulars. I'll have debit rupees, credit rupees. So we will start our first entry where the amount will be received on application. So as I have shared the total entries to you in last video, the first, as I said, the first you will receive money and then you will transfer that entry, and then on allotment you will first amount will be due and then amount will be received. So this kind of things has to be understood very much clearly. So let's begin with the first as amount received. तो अमाउंट रिसीव जब हो रहा है तो एंट्री क्या होगी? बैंक अकाउंट डेबिट, बैंक अकाउंट डेबिट टू शेयर application account. LF will be nothing because it is not been mentioned anything, but you can write the amount on application is 20,000. So this is the application money which has been received by the organization. Now we'll carry forward as transferring. Once you accept this share capital, share application money, you have to transfer this share application to share capital. So next entry will be share application account debit to share capital account. One more thing which has to be written over here is narration. Narration means being application money received for 10,000 shares at rupees 2, bracket close. This being is very much compulsory because it is a short summary concept where you can say that the transaction has been done by this situation. So being is compulsory, you have to mention being everywhere. So this is the first thing which I have been done for you, that being application money received for 10,000 shares at rupees 2. तो अब अगर आप इसको कैलकुलेट भी करोगे तो आपका अमाउंट जो है वो बराबर आ जाएगा. नाउ अब हम सेकेंड जब ट्रांसफर करते हैं तो यहाँ पे हम लिखेंगे being share application is transferred to share capital. These entries are been completed. What about amount? Amount will be same, which has to be mentioned as given on the working note. So 20,000 rupees you have transferred for application after accepting. Share application has been accepted and transferred to share capital. Now, as we have seen in working note, on allotment we have received 5 rupees each share. So here the next entry will be point number 3. In that we will first transfer and then we will receive the amount. So what would be the entry here? Here entry will be share allotment account debit to share capital account. Here we are doing an part of transferring which amount has to be received. It has been due. The amount has been due. The company has asked for allotment. So here entry will be share allotment account debit to share capital. In being share allotment is transferred to share capital bracket close. So this could be a being for that share allotment. But what about amount? Amount will be 50,000 rupees, as the amount which is considered as 50,000 rupees, it has to be mentioned over here. Now after doing this allotment, the next part is receiving. So entry number 4 will be bank account debit to share allotment account. What would be amount? Amount will be 50,000. Here we have to write being again. So carry forwarding that being being amount received on share allotment at 5 rupees on 10,000 shares. Being should be relevant. It is not necessary that whatever is been mentioned it has to be right as it is. It can be relevant, but it should be clearly summarized that whatever the entry you are putting, it is having the same concept. So now as we have entered 4 entries over here, you can see here very carefully that bank account debit to share application which has been received earlier. First you have received money and then you have transferred that share application after accepting that application. Then you have asked for money as in due, and then after receiving you have entered into fourth entry. Now we are going with the fifth entry. In fifth entry, here it has been mentioned final first and final call of rupees 3 in 10,000 shares, which is considered as 30,000 rupees. So again we will do same as allotment. Point number 5, it will be first and final call account debit to share capital. Again, you ask for due and this due amount has been transferred to share capital. The total amount will be 30,000. Now after due, your amount money will be received. So entry number 6 will be, before entry number 6, one thing is again missed, it's been being. So you have to go with the being also. Being first and final call due and transferred to share capital. As I said, the direction should be according to you, but it has to be specified. So I am doing my work, you have to be doing the same thing. You can write the direction very carefully and be sure that the whatever content you are writing, it has to be specific. Now the last entry of this, the amount you are receiving. So entry will be bank account debit to first and final call account. Here amount will be same as 30,000. 30,000. So these entries are been there for amounts of final call. Here everything has been mentioned and this is look like that our entry has been completed. Here the amount has been received being amount received on first and final call at 3 rupees on 10,000 shares. Nothing has been called in errors or what a forfeiture. It is not like that, but this is a simple entries, the basic 6 entries. As you can go through with it, here it has been very much easy concept. You can write it, you can understand this very carefully. Now this working note has to be deleted so we can carry forward with the next topic. Here in this question we are looking for premium question. Here we are having a premium. Hope so you have understood the first entry. Now we are carry forwarding with the second entry. In this second entry, your premium is there. So premium has to be added. Just be careful with the terms. Now, in the second question, we limited issued 20,000 equity shares of rupees 10 each at a premium of 3 payable as follow. 3 रुपए के प्रीमियम पे आपने 20,000 शेयर्स को सेल किया है. तो यहाँ पर जब एंट्रीज हम पास करते हैं तब ध्यान रखना है कि सिक्योरिटी प्रीमियम कहाँ पे लिखना है, कहाँ पे नहीं लिखना है, कहाँ इंक्लूड करना है, कहाँ एक्सक्लूड करना है. एवरीथिंग हैज़ टू बी मेंशन्ड वेरी क्लियरली. ऑल शेयर्स आर ड्यूली सब्सक्राइब्ड एंड ऑल मनी ड्यूली रिसीव्ड. पास नेसेसरी जनरल. एज मैंने कहा था कि स्टार्टिंग हमेशा आप टाइटल से करोगे. So let's begin with the title as it is not mentioned here. Again we will go with the title. Journal entries in the books of V Limited. Before starting this, just do a rough work so you can understand what has to be done. Working note again. In working note we will mention everything. This time I will not go with the equity shares by multiplication. We will directly start with the concept as on application. On application, as you know that the 20,000 shares has to be issued. So on application, 20,000 shares multiply by 4 rupees. You are too good with the calculation, so 4 twos are 8, means 80,000 rupees has to be received on ultimate application. Whereas we are going with the on allotment. On allotment you have 20,000 shares, but the amount is very much clear, 5 rupees. So 2 5s are 10, means 1 lakh rupees has to be received. Out of that it has been mentioned including premium. Now you have to bifurcate these two things, as on premium on premium on premium you have to collect 3 rupees, okay, and the rest amount is your general face value of 2. So on premium as 3 you have 20,000 shares, so you will receive amount of 60,000, whereas at the rupees of 2 you will receive 40,000. The entry has to be specified very clearly over here. Now on first call you have 20,000 shares, in that you have received 2 rupees as an organization, so total amount will be 40,000. Same as final call also. Final call also will be having same. Final call to 20,000 into 2 is equal to 40,000. Here first application is having same entries which has been mentioned earlier. In allotment little bit change will be there, and then first and final call will be same. So let's begin with the entry one by one. So let's begin with the first point, as on application you have received 4 rupees for 20,000 shares. So write the entry account bank account debit to share application account. Here being should be there, being application money received on 20,000 shares at rupees 4 being gross. Here I have not mentioned directly a amount, so let's go with the amount also. Here 80,000 will be coming because it has 20,000 shares. 20,000 shares multiplied by 4, so 4 twos are 8. It has considered as 20,000. So now we are carry forwarding with the point 2. Here after receiving all the application money and you have accepted your amounts, then you have to transfer this share. So again share application account debit to share capital account. In this you have to write being share application is transferred to share capital bracket close. Amount will be same as 80,000 on both sides. Once you have completed this, now we are into the allotment. Here, as I said, first you have to transfer and then you have to receive. So here we go with the transfer part or due part. Let's begin with the share allotment account debit to share capital account. In this, same as being has to be mentioned over here. So just I am copying the same thing. Control V, Control J. Just application will have allotment. So here you can write this being as it is, but what amount you have to write? The amount you have to write is 1 lakh rupees here, because first you are transferring, so transferring entry requires 1 lakh rupees over here. So the amount will be 1 lakh. It has to be mentioned 1 lakh on both the sides. Now this entry is very important for you because your amount has to be distributed. So let's begin with the part bank account debit bank account debit to share allotment account. Now you have to mention what to do over here. As you know that your share has been mentioned over here, but bank account you will receive 1 lakh rupees in bank, whereas you have to only and only apply share, sorry, on share allotment you have to only transfer 40,000. The rest amount is your premium. So the next part you have to write as 60,000 of premium. So in bank account you are receiving of rupees 1 lakh. Out of that your share face value of rupees 2 is received as 40,000. Now you have to transfer securities premium on that particular part. So to security securities premium account. Here 60,000 rupees amount has been transferred. Now what here have to written as being, so I have already written something which has been mentioned. According to that we will start with this share allotment money received at sorry being share allotment money received along with securities premium bracket close. You can write this much for being share allotment money received along with securities premium. So here all entry has been mentioned very clear now. Now we are going with the another part, which is first call. In first call you have to receive 2 rupees and final call also have 2 rupees. So I am clearing with that working note because I think we can go with the simple way. So let's begin with the first part. As first thing you have to do, you have to do a transfer. So let's begin with the transferring part. Point number 5, control V, sorry, control V. Here you have to just change one thing. It is first call account debit to share capital. Here also change has been there. Being first call is transferred to share capital. Here we have to receive 2 rupees each. So 20,000 into 2 is equal to 40,000. 40,000 rupees you have received. Now we have to transfer and then we have to receive money. As your first call has been due, you have asked for the money and the money has been received and all the shareholders who are purchasing these shares have paid you money. So entry will be simple now. Bank account debit to first call account. Here also being has to be mentioned. Being first call money received at rupees 2 each. Amount will be as 40,000 for both sides. 40,000, 40,000. Now I'll go directly copy paste because the final call is also having same, but numerical will be changed and the terms will be little bit changed. So entries are normally same. Here we go with the another part, which is point number 7. In that it has a final call account debit for 40,000 to share capital. Here also we are doing final call is transferred to share capital. Then we are going with the last part. The amount you have received for the final call as 2 rupees. The amount will be same as 40,000. Final call account. Here many students ask me to give a total or not. You should not give a total because you have to write amount 2 times in this journal entry, so the total will not be matching what you are required. As you can see that that if you go for the total amount which you are receiving, it will be double in journal entries. So please do not do totaling in the end of entries, so that your answers will be stable. You should not do totaling. Be careful with this. The topic which I want to clear, it has been done. You can just look out the entries from first part to another. So here is the entry. Just look out that entries here. Now we are going with the another portion of this. So let's begin what it is now. So only two entries will be new for you, and in next lecture we will continue the same thing. And after arrears, here the first part is calls in arrears. It means here you have asked for the money, you have called money, you have demanded the money as a company, but shareholder is unable to pay on the last date or due date. It is considered as cause in arrears. Here it has been mentioned very clearly that in call in arrears, all amounts which has been called or demanded by the company from shareholder but not paid by the shareholder till the last date mentioned in call letters is called as call in arrears. Your call in arrears has been specific dates. In that particular date, if the person is not able to submit the amount, then he or she would be as an faulter. They are known as faulters. Then their entry has to be mentioned like this: call in arrears account debit to relevant call, means first call, final call, second call, or to allotment account. Here it has been very much clear. Wherever the call in arrays occurs, you have to mention there itself. This is the concept which has been very much easy for you. But what about calls in advance? Call in advance means the amount which has been paid before the demandings, like excess money on application, so that application money will be transferred to the allotment. So here it has been mentioned any amount is excess for of what they have been asked to pay. To call pay is called as call in advance. The amount which has been excessively paid or advancedly paid, it has to be known as call in advance. I have mentioned two entries over here. One entry is here on receiving money in advance. जब आप मनी एडवांस में रिसीव करते हो तो एंट्री होगी बैंक अकाउंट डेबिट टू कॉल्स इन एडवांस अकाउंट. बट जब आप उस एडवांस को एडजस्ट करते हो तो एडजस्ट करने के लिए एंट्री होगी कॉल इन एडवांस अकाउंट डेबिट टू रिलेवेंट कॉल्स अकाउंट. फर्स्ट कॉल भी हो सकता है, शेयर अलॉटमेंट भी हो सकता है, फाइनल कॉल भी हो सकता है. जहाँ पे भी अमाउंट एक्स्ट्रा आपको पे करना है या डिस्ट्रीब्यूट करना है, वहाँ पे डिस्ट्रीब्यूट कर सकते हो. So we have seen today call in arrays, call in advance, and then we have done two sums. One was general, where we have to do 6 entries, and then we have seen the premium entries. In next video we will go with the call in arrays and call in advance concept with the subject, and then we will see um, feature, and after that we will carry forward other concepts. That's it for today. Thank you.